into all of that. So, all righty, and it says we are live. So, what is happening out there, YouTube? What is happening? It is Craig Harris, the captain of Craig's Corner, your Ayatollah of information, your aggregate of attrition. What is happening out there, ladies and gentlemen? What is happening? This is a PorchLYTE podcast. So got a special guest here on to talk about some of the stuff that we all saw today, or I didn't see it because I was at work. So everybody give a big shout out to Jdubcity making a special appearance. Jdub, go ahead and introduce yourself, brother.
Hey, everybody, it's your boy Jdub, a.k.a. Kratos, the god of PlayStation. Kicking it with my man Craig once again. Thanks for coming out and and supporting them. Make sure you guys hit that like button, that subscribe button, hit that bell, because it's about to go down.
Yeah, here we go. As you can see, the topics here, and I've changed it over to the YouTube. So hopefully everybody is able to see the difference. I don't know if we can or not. It looks different on my screen, but we had some news today, and some started yesterday, and we'll just start really fast. On a sad note, which is arguably the death of my favorite franchise. It started in 2007. I remember Mass Effect. I remember going to the store and picking it up like November 7th or 8th in 2007, I believe. And just for this game too, and if you all don't know, and I'm sure you do, but if you all follow Mass Effect, the game is officially dead. No DLC, no enhancements, no patches. Even now, let me give everybody a side hope here. If you buy an Xbox X, the Xbox X actually releases is it November 7th?
Yes.
So that is in 7 days. That's kind of an unofficial holiday to all of us in the Mass Effect community, meaning that because Shepard's character, male or female, is in N7. He's Special Forces highest ranking N7. Of course, there's other ones you see S4 and R9, just stuff like that. That's just where they rank in where they are in the universe, in the teams that they're on. But so maybe something gets announced then. But as of right now, as we talk right now, this game is dead. I don't hear anybody, and I tweeted this out yesterday. I don't want to hear anybody saying that the new Xbox, is going to run games better, because here's a major franchise that started on the Xbox, and as of right now, PlayStation, if you have a PC, okay, I got you. You got the 1070 NVIDIA card, I think the i5 chip. You can run this game 4K 60, I think. I may be wrong. But this game right here, and Jada, I'll let you chime in on it, because I know you've played all the games and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And but this game right here, if you are a graphics whore, this is for the people in the audience that are graphics whores. If you have a console, the best place to play that is on the Pro.
Facts.
So yeah, because they're using the RPM on it. That's why they're able to hit 4K on it. And so just chime in real fast with the depth of this franchise. I look at it like the Bourne Identity franchise or the Jason Bourne franchise. 3 really good movies, and then the 4th movie was garbage. Okay, so but chime in, my brother. What do you think about how this all turned out?
Well, it's sad. It's sad, and I think it could have been avoided. I think EA will, from now on, try to hold their cards close to their chest. This game was DOA. Once people start seeing the gifs and the memes of the lady face missing and all that stuff, after they saw some of the stuff, I think that was enough to give it a negative publicity and make it go away. And I just didn't think it was that big of a deal, but it was to some people. And again, you and I bought the game. I enjoyed it, loved it. Beautiful graphics, decent story. I'm one of those people, Craig. I believe it was overhyped. Not the game overhyped, but some of the you know, the bad press on it was just overhyped. And people don't realize once you get a bad, you know, that initial publicity come out, people will miss your game. They have the potential to look at No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
That's another game that, you know, is still trying to reel back and get people involved in it. It's, you know, I think some people will say, you know what, we're not gonna let you, you know, we're not gonna lift the embargo for reviews, and we're not gonna give you any early copies until the day of. And for a huge franchise like Mass Effect, man, this is really, it's mind blowing. It really is, because you know, there's people who've waited 2 to 3 years for this game to release. I mean, this was one of the biggest games that was supposed to come out this generation. Yeah. And oh man, this is sad. So, you know, we didn't support this game. And this is the death. That's it. Maybe next generation sometime they may try to do something, but that's a wrap.
Yeah, and I mean, with EA, here's what pissed me off this week. They released Madden. Madden's coming out in 72 hours, whatever it is, the Friday. Madden's coming out Friday. Yeah. And if you have EA access, I don't know how long you can play it, but you can play it if you have EA access on Xbox. But to kill this game the same week, inevitably, as you're putting out Madden, is that's just a smack in the face. And I want the people to go to like N7 Kate's channel, Gamer MD83's channel, and just look at the comments. I mean, you don't have to listen to what they're saying. That's fine. But look at those comments and just see how mad everybody is. And if you think those people are going to go and support Anthem, you're out of your damn minds.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. They are not going to do it. They're furious with Anthem. They feel that they got the B team, which they did technically, BioWare Montreal, which is gone, by the way. It is gone.
Wow.
You know, so BioWare Montreal got folded into like 3. They're working. These guys either got pulled to do Anthem, Dragon Age, or I think they're working on another Star Wars game, possibly. So I think maybe with Amy Hennig. So I mean, but that's their 3 games I think they're working on. So we're not going to see a Mass Effect game. It's done. I mean, at least for my lifetime, I'll be in a hospital with tubes, you know, before another Mass Effect game comes out. So, you know, I've got it on the Xbox. Like, I'm having major trouble with the backwards compatibility on the DLC. It will not let me load it through the cloud. So. So I'm having issues there, but hopefully I can resolve that. But yeah, I bought all 3 of them. I'm going to buy it on I'm going to go buy it on the 900p version, if you want to call it that, Xbox, you know, and play it on that, and just keep it on there, because that, for me, like I've said before, that series began on Xbox. Yes, it went multi-plat years later, but it began on Xbox, and it's going to die on Xbox. You know, for me. So I will not play that anywhere else but on Xbox. That's where, you know, I beat all those games, you know, on the Xbox, except for Andromeda, which I'm going to get hopefully probably around the holidays. So that'll be kind of my throwaway game. So
okay.
So yeah, but yeah, overall I'm disappointed in the way that series went. I think people really did want a sequel to Mass Effect 3, not a offshoot game like this was. This is from what I'm getting, you know, so what I'm getting. So, but yeah, anything else to add there? Shout out to the 20+ people watching. This is a Sunday night, so thanks for joining us on this Sunday night. I know a lot of people got to work in the morning, but I'm lucky. I'm off tomorrow. I get to stay home and watch the eclipse. So this is the eclipse version of the PorchLYTE podcast. So
nice.
Yeah, because, you know, our eyes may fall out tomorrow if you try to watch that thing. So tomorrow. But yeah, but let's move on. Apparently something called a PUBG or PUBG, whatever it is. I know what a pub is, in place you can get some beer and wings. But PUBG is officially this came out of Gamescom. We're kind of backdooring into that. PUBG is going, I guess they have a marketing deal with Microsoft. It's kind of everybody kind of expected this. So can you kind of explain what we're looking at here as far as something called a PUBG?
Yeah, the Player Unknown's Battlegrounds. That's short for that. That's what PUBG is, and it's an open world shooter. It's a very fun game. I wanted to know what was the big hoopla about it, so I ended up buying on PC. And dude, if you got some friends with that game, I mean, that game has the potential to be one of the best. Right now, the thing is sitting at 8 million sold, Craig, and it's not even. It's still in beta form. It's still in beta format. It's not even released yet.
Okay.
So if it did that on the PC, I can imagine if it, once it comes to consoles, what it should do. Here's the thing about that, though. It's not a graphically demanding game. It's pretty ugly, but the fun that you can have in that game is pretty awesome. And another thing is this deal that Microsoft has is they have a deal where, hey, we want this game on our platform, so we're gonna pay for the to publish it on the Xbox. So that doesn't mean that it can't come on the PlayStation or any other platform. That just means that Microsoft is coming out of their pocket so they can get that game on their platform and pay for all the publishing and stuff like that for it. So that's, it's an early access game because obviously the game hasn't even been released. Still has bugs. It's still, it's still being developed. The game is still being created. So, but definitely a fun game. If you guys have a PC, jump on it.
Yeah, this one, what I've seen, it looks like something you play on PC. You're just running around and shooting people. So, but again, I'm not knocking it. Hey, this is good news for them because I don't know when it's coming out, but
well, it's supposed to come out early next year. So here's the premise. If you want to know what this game, if you think of what was the movie, The Hunger Games,
right?
If you look at the movie The Hunger Games, you have basically 100 people, and it's the fight to the death. It's a battle royale. The last person left standing is the one that wins. Well, because it's so huge, the island is so huge where you're at. It needs to force people to move away from the edges out to the center. So you have this big dome type thing, just like in the movie The Hunger Game. It shrinks. Well, you're gonna lose life if you're caught outside of that bubble. So you need to jump in a car, motorcycle, or run, whatever you can to make sure you're inside that bubble. So you play, and like every 5 to 10 minutes, that bubble shrinks. So you need to go in different houses, find guns, find armor, helmets, or whatever you can to survive. So it's a free for all.
Well, by God, so it's always this last man standing, King of the Mountain stuff.
Yes.
Something that I was playing on the PC back in the 90s. All right, well, I'm glad there's people enjoying it, and it's good that GameStop, my God, that I'll tell everybody that here in a minute. But it's good that they got something, I guess. Well, let's let's go ahead and talk about Gamescom, and I'm going to have to take a back seat on this one because, again, I saw some stuff when I was at work, and it looked interesting, but what exactly, because I'm looking for, and shout out to Porter Rock 77 because he went nuts today on a video. Shout out to him. You all should go check him out. I do not understand. From what I'm getting online, overall, let me make this clear. Overall, there's just disappointment and apathy with Microsoft. So what exactly did we see here today at Gamescom, and what do you think happened overall? And then I'll kind of chime in as you talk as somebody, because we both have Xboxes. Everybody who doesn't know, we both have Xboxes. So
yeah,
so what exactly did the Xbox community today see at Gamescom?
They saw a mini E3. They saw the same stuff that they saw at E3. They didn't see anything more. It's crazy, man, because they still showed freaking Sea of Thieves. They still showed controllers. They didn't show anything new. And I think, you know, I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. Microsoft never said, hey, we're gonna come and show a bunch of stuff that we haven't showed. They never said that. But what happened is the Jack Reachers, the Xbox fanboys, hype up just like they normally do every event, every game, every anything to be the end all. Oh, this is it. Once game comes, it's it. We're gonna see this, and that didn't happen, and so the disappointment have set in. And I said a little bit earlier, my expectation from Microsoft, the bar for them, for me, is very low. I'm one of those people where, hey, I've seen this for the last 4 years. I've seen how Microsoft operate, disappointment after disappointment after disappointment. So now my expectation is zero. If they even show up, that'll be a bravo to them. And by the way, Phil Spencer did not show up at Gamescom. I think he crept out the back door, and he left that for everybody else, so he couldn't get the brunt of that. But you can imagine the backlash, even from some of the big Xbox YouTubers. They're just saying, "Hey, look, we're fed up."
Really?
And these guys are just saying, "Look, you know, enough is enough." They expected there to be some more games and some more investment, and they didn't see that. So that's why the problem lied. You know, I don't know.
So the game I saw that I was going to buy was Cuphead, which looked really, and I don't know how much it's going to cost, but to me, that game looked fun.
Oh, it'll probably be a $30 game, $20-$30 game. It's not going to be a full title, full price title.
Yeah, and I'm buying it because those guys mortgage their house, their future. So it depends on people like, you know, me, you know, whoever to go out and support their software. So I'm going to buy that game. But so just overall, now here's what I saw. I saw some people, and I want those the couch those guys were sitting on with those pillows. I want that couch. Now, so they were just interviewing people from that couch, because to me that couch was cool. You give me that couch, I'm good.
Yeah,
you know, I need a new couch anyway, but you give me that couch. I mean, they had the Xbox pillows, and you know, the pillows, I guess they were in 4K and all that kind of stuff. So give me that 4K pillow. But so now I saw them just talking to people, things like that. So it looked like the E3 when people were just kind of sitting on a couch. It
was Craig, and a lot of people thought it was like kind of like E3 when you got the pre-game show where they showed like some indies and you know the little lighter stuff. They thought that, but coming to find out that was the event. And so you know, when I say, "Okay, guys, thanks for rocking out with us," the people are like, "What the hell? This was the show?" Like, yes, it was. And they used the terminology world exclusive trailer, and then they show you the same trailer that they showed you from E3, and it's like, hold up, did they just literally replay the same stuff they basically just showed you at E3 all over again?
Yeah. Now, I mean, I guess my question would be, what if you have an Xbox One S, and let me break this down. I'm sure people know this. GameStop's offer at this point, if you have an Xbox One S, GameStop's offer in-store credit towards an Xbox One X is $150. Now, here's why I would be pissed. They don't care if it's the 500 gig or the 2 terabyte. They're just giving you the same thing. So if you went out and bought 2 terabyte, and I think that was either $399 maybe, or maybe it was $349. I take that back. It was something like that. I would be pissed. At least if you stayed at $299 and you're getting back more, half. You're getting back 50%. So, but and on the PlayStation Pro, they're giving you $200.
Yeah,
I mean, really, you know, I mean, really, you get more for the Pro, you know. So I mean,
exactly.
I mean, but again, as somebody who was on the fence, if you're on the fence, what do you think? Do you think you saw enough to move people into that ecosystem?
Well, here's the thing, Craig. Okay, I pre-ordered this X, but I told you I was going to do that a long time ago, right? I did.
Yeah.
And it wore on me because every day, all for the last month, there was nothing but bad news and bad publicity and bad everything else. And I just keep thinking to myself, if this is the last console that Microsoft releases, hey, that has to be for something. And so, I bought it not because I was excited and hurrah for them. It's just if my little $500 will keep these guys going and keep them from going away, then it was worth it. And if all else fails and this is Microsoft's last console, then I'd like to own it, as a keepsake, and it's sad for me to say that. And I don't want to, but it is nothing but doom and gloom for the Xbox. $500 system with no games, and the little games that were coming out have been delayed. So the future doesn't look that bright. But some people care about power and they care about the old games that they've already had for the last 4 years, and that may warrant a purchase for them. But for me, it was the two items that I told you guys about. So,
well, let me ask you this: Did they show Did they show that game where that giant rat was chasing people? I can't remember the name of it. Metro. Did they at least show that?
No, they didn't. They didn't.
Okay. Any release dates for anything?
No. That Craig, this just like OBJ, shout out to OBJ. He said, they could have just basically said, hey, you guys can go ahead and pre-order now, and then just left it at that. They didn't have to have a show because nobody got any more information out of the show that they didn't get from E3. So this is where that big disappointment lied. We knew, Cuphead was coming. If the best thing from your show is a game like Cuphead, you have problems.
And again, Cuphead may be a fun game, So,
no, I'm not saying it's not a fun game. I'm just saying you're trying to tempt people to spend $500 on your console. Cuphead is not that game that's going to make people go spend $500. Now, like you said, if they would have showed Metro Exodus, if they would have showed a bunch of games like that showed the graphical power running on it, that's probably how you entice people to do that. But the games they show, Sea of Thieves, Crackdown, and they showed the same trailer for Forza. So, Forza is Forza. If you played the rest of the 10 of them, 10 others, then you know what to expect.
Let me ask you, what was the game? And maybe it was a guy in a desert, and there was a helicopter like in the middle of the desert. I barely caught that game, or was I seeing things?
No, the desert that they showed was Assassin's Creed.
Okay.
Yeah. And the helicopter, I'm not sure, but to tell you the truth, the games that they show weren't noteworthy. There were games you've seen before, and they got delayed in 2018. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Spartan said it's called Surviving Mars. Maybe it wasn't a helicopter they showed me, because I was very quickly looking at stuff, and then I was doing other stuff. So
yeah, and that now again. That may turn out to be a decent game, but again, it wasn't a game that grabs your attention. And that's what I think the disparity is from the Xbox side from everybody else. You look at games that Nintendo produce and Sony produce, they are jaw-droppingly gorgeous, and they show you the graphical fidelity and the fun and everything else. They show you, it really grabs your attention. When Microsoft show you a game, it doesn't have that pizzazz. It's kind of like, yeah, we have this, and that's kind of it. This would have been a perfect time for these guys to show the next Halo or Gears or something big. They need something big. They don't have anything big. And the games that they have that so-called are big, the Gears, the Halo, and Forza, people are burnt out on them. But right now their backs against the wall, so anything will do, you know?
So you really think, all right, so from what I'm getting from you, and I'm sure you watched the entire press conference, right?
Yes.
Were you able to follow basic social media, or were you just tuned into that?
Oh no, I was on both. I was commenting during and after. So I got the consensus of what everyone was saying during it. Yeah. And then you could just imagine.
Well, I mean, as far as what you saw on
social media, people were laughing. They were talking about these guys have, they had a table that had a bowl, kind of like that bowl that you would have normal fruits and stuff in. But these guys had different colored controllers. Yeah, they had different colored controllers in the fruit bowl, and people noticed that, and so they were laughing. And again, they did dedicate a lot of time to showing new controllers and stuff like that. So it was a bunch of filler stuff. I think the expectation was all wrong. What to expect? I keep telling everybody, E3 is the Super Bowl of gaming. If you don't see what you need at E3, especially for Microsoft, it's not there. Now, Sony, obviously, they have their PlayStation Experience that's coming up, which I will be attending. And it's going to be a bigger event than E3 for them. That way they can control the narrative. They can let loose on a lot of their bigger games. And it's something that's going to keep people talking for weeks like they did last year.
Right. Well, I mean, yeah, and Sony's doing something. They announced something for Paris Gaming Week, and I just wonder what that is, because that just popped up. I didn't even know that had happened. That just kind of popped up. So,
yeah, well, you got to realize Sony, they have a bunch of different events that they, the Tokyo Game Show, Paris Games Week, Gamescom. Play their own PlayStation Experience, E3, and a bunch of other different items that they have, a bunch of different places. But again, they have the catalog to support that.
Yeah,
we know at E3 all we saw was a bunch of rehashed stuff from Sony, but we knew that PlayStation Experience is the place that they show their big juggernaut games. So, we knew what to expect from Sony. But when Microsoft, we know that they don't have that. They just don't have the games. They don't have the publishers. They don't have the developers. They don't have the studios. They just don't have the IPs. So, I think a lot of people, social media was just going nuts, man. They were like, this is it.
Well, and let me ask you that. All right. We both have Xboxes. So let me ask you about social media and fanboyism and things like that. Do you think ever since the announcement of Scorpio, and look, the people who went out and bought this, I like a friend of mine, he tweeted me and I saw it when I got home. He said the people that are buying this thing because it has Scorpio on it, he said you could just buy one and get one of those things that
stickers,
like printers and sticker, just put it on there yourself. He said it looks pretty much the same. So you can get a green sticker and put Scorpio on. But I mean, he was just kind of trolling. But But I mean, I'm more excited about the green taco because everybody, you all are again. I can officially say you all are officially 7 days away, 7 or 8 days away from the hashtag 4K taco review by yours truly. So I'll probably do it at night, however. But actually, I'm off that Monday, so I'll be able to do it on Monday at noon. High noon, you'll get your review. But let me ask you, as far as the fanboys are concerned, all right, they unveiled the Scorpio, whatever it's called, last year at E3. Do you think since then the fanboys, not Microsoft, do you think the fanboys have put unrealistic expectations into this system, and now they're kind of because you said yourself you saw major Xbox guys disappointed. I'm not saying they're not gonna go out and buy it.
Yeah.
I tell everybody I will buy one, but I can only drop $250 on it because that's what I saw. Yeah. When they unveiled it at E3, I'm like, that's not worth no $500.
Exactly.
And then you add a basic, a decent, let's call it a decent, because I don't know what everybody's money is. I know where mine is. But if you add a decent 4K TV to even a Hisense TV, you're looking at, minimum $379. I mean, for a decent one. I ain't talking about balls to the wall, curved, and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about a 60 hertz TV refresh rate, stuff like that. So, but do you think, and take off the fanboy hat here?
Yeah.
Do you think there were certain people who really pushed this to be Godzilla, and we didn't get Godzilla?
Yeah, I mean,
what do you think about?
Think about this, Craig. For months now, we've been talking to different people that think the Xbox One X was going to have the Ryzen, the Vega, and everything else in there, and all of that stuff turned out to not be true. And then we got it's going to have 4K textures. It's going to, the bulk of the games are going to be 4K and stuff like that, and that turned out not to be true. Then you're down to seeing games at 1440p and 30 frames, and then it's kind of like a big balloon, and you let the air out of it little by little every day. That balloon starts shriveling up, and that is where the fanboy perspective come in. They hype this thing, and obviously the guys who are either not interested or they're taking a wait and see approach. They're sitting back and watching this whole thing just fall down on top of the fanboys' heads because they oversold, they hyped, you can lock it in, they damage control, they talk crap about the Pro and checkerboard and everything else, and they just had to eat that crow from day to day to day to day. And now I think reality is set in, and a lot of them are just, I think this is the last of the Mohicans for them, man. I think some guys are ready to jump ship. I think this is, and I'll tell you this, and I've been telling people that for the last couple of weeks.
All right, go ahead. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
I've been telling people this for the last couple of weeks. Microsoft is giving you everything they have. There is nothing more they have in the tank. There is no secret games that they're hiding. There is nothing else that's coming at another event. That's it. And we just need to come to terms with that. A lot of guys didn't want to come to terms with it, but it is what it is. So we need to stop this. Let's wait to this. Let's wait to that. Let's wait to next year. Let's wait. Stop it. What you have is what you get. There is nothing more. There is nothing less.
Well, I mean, then what do you mean by jumping ship? Do you mean that people are going to, do you really think people are just going to leave their ecosystem or just keep their...
No. I mean, some of these guys, they're just, Craig, they're just diehard. It doesn't matter. They will leave gaming, period, before they admit defeat for a lot of them, which is weird, with this invisible war. But, I mean, they're just not going to go buy an X. They're just going to keep on playing the S or the original one. They don't see, just like you said, you don't see $500 worth of system.
I didn't. Yeah, let me make that clear. Based on what I saw gaming wise, I can't bring myself to spend $500. I mean, think about it. Okay, even there, people are like, well, you can trade in your Xbox One S and get $150. Okay, start right there. That's still going to be $350. And I've got games. I mean, I got games I can transfer over. So, but I still need to go buy the game. In order for me to enjoy the Xbox One S, I still have to go out and buy the new games, whether it be a Forza or the Assassin's Creed, which is supposed to look identical on the Pro, according to the developer. Let me make that clear for everybody, according to the developer. So, and then Madden Friday already comes out 4K. I mean, this is for the people who are graphics guys, okay? If it's already going to be 4K 60 on the Pro, why buy it on the Xbox? What else can they add? They're like, well, they can add 4K textures. If the Xbox comes out November 7th, we're already going to be, what, 2/3 done with the NFL. That's bananas. I mean, that's crazy to wait that long. I mean, for me, I'm a Madden guy, so I'm going to buy Madden, and I always buy it around my birthday anyway. It's just tradition. I've been doing it for 20 years, you know. So, but yeah, just from what I saw, I'm still at $350, and if I were to buy Forza 7, so that's going to be $60. So I'm right to $400. One Xbox enhanced game. That's now Elite Dangerous I do have, and that is on their enhanced list. So I don't know what they're enhancing. So it's I mean I just don't 500 there. Now Tavon, shout out to him in the chat saying Madden has no HDR.
They did say that it won't have the HDR
you know,
up front, but it's going to be patched in. But it will be 4K 60. So you know, for whatever it's worth.
Yeah, and I just for whatever, again, like Jdub saying, for whatever it's worth, and it's on Frostbite, which by the way destroyed Mass Effect. But let's not even get into that anymore. That's RIP for Mass Effect. Somebody tip a 40 or whatever you all need to do. You know, go smoke one for your boy, because that's it. It's over with. I like I said, I'm trying to download Mass Effect 3 with all my DLC, and I'm having issues, you know, with my Xbox. So, but I just in that, as far as, because to me, let me just tell you, Microsoft didn't really say a heck of a whole lot. Now, if you all don't understand the difference between their enhanced games, an enhanced game is something that's over 1080p. Yeah. Microsoft enhanced, it also means, that's why they say they're taking advantage of the powerful hardware, because the hardware is letting them do 1440 or whatever, you know. So, but you know, so, and one of the games is listed as Star Wars Battlefront, and you don't see 4K on there.
Not at all.
Okay, you see enhanced. You see enhanced 4K. Now, I can't tell you all what it's going to be, but if you all can't discern what it's going to be at this point, you're crazy. I mean, there's nothing more I can do for you, you know. So, yeah, and somebody put, I'm salty that Mass Effect is dead. You damn right I'm salty that Mass Effect is dead.
Exactly.
I'm not going to deny that. My salt is so high, I'm going to have to go to no salt or get Mrs. Dash. You know, I'm pissed. I mean, I spent many hours in that galaxy doing everything.
Yeah.
I mean, doing everything. I threw a hump on Ashley. I threw it on Miranda. And in Mass Effect 3, I threw it on Liara. I was like Captain Kirk on that mofo, you know. So because people are like, there's a way you can hook up with all three and they all not get mad at you, stuff like that. Well, I found that way. We'll play through, you know. So
the player of space.
Yeah, I mean, shoot fire, you know. So, you know, I had to tell the Xbox people there, and shout out again to everybody on Xbox sending me things. But if you see me playing Mass Effect, I'm not going to answer you. It's just not happening. You know, if you see my name by Mass Effect, you can send me something. I'll just have to get back to you. So, but let me get back to this. So, are you pre-ordered? Well, let me get back to this. I did not see Microsoft of a whole lot. So I'm in your camp when you say that you feel Microsoft is shooting all the bullets at this point.
They're done. They have an empty clip.
Yeah. So now you pre-ordered. So did you go online and pre-order? Did you go like to a GameStop and pre-order?
I went straight to Amazon. I mean, I just went to Amazon, ordered it, and that was it. So I mean, right. I hear some guys online say, yeah, it's sold out here and there, and it's like, wait, it's pre-order. I mean, things not going to sell out, especially at that price.
Yeah.
Let's just.
Yeah. I mean, you can still order it now. I just went to the website. If I had pressed buy, I could have bought it, but I can't. I'm not doing it. So, I mean, it's just like I said, there's no there. It's not, to me, their ecosystem, because I have an Xbox One S, their ecosystem isn't big enough for me, and they are highly dependent on third-party developers, and that's bad. I mean, you can't really depend on them. And it's not that they won't do some things, because, like, you know, the guy with art, and let me get your opinion on that. When you sent that to me, I'm just trying to understand this. All right, so why did they say it was? Let me ask you, because you're a tech guy. 4K for Arc on the Xbox X. It's not going to hit 4K. I mean, it'll upscale if you have a 4K TV, it's keep it 100%, but it's not going to be native 4K. Why?
It all goes back to that CPU.
Oh.
It all goes back to the CPU, and you know the GPU is powerful, but on those games, those huge open world streaming games at that streams all the textures and all that stuff, you know, with the online connection, it is what it is. The CPU is nothing, you know, it's a Jaguar. You know, it's a Jaguar. So I mean, it is what it is.
So it's going to be native 1440p at 60 on the Xbox, and then native 1440p on and 30 on the PS4 Pro, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Okay. All right. I'm just trying to get it cleared up.
Yeah,
so,
you're right.
You know, it's yeah. So it is going to run better on the Xbox. I guess they were able to get a little more juice on him. So, but and they should. I mean, it's more powerful. So all the games should be like that. So, all right. So now so with the pre-ordering, you're saying guys are like, well, it's sold out at this and that. And I mean, a friend of mine works at GameStop, and I'll have the exact numbers Tuesday morning because he's going to email it to me. So
nice. Now I'm going to tell you this now. Microsoft, you can pre-order on Amazon without putting any money down. Okay, so you can. I think you can do that at GameStop. Yeah, you know, Amazon. They don't take the money out until it's close to shipping.
Right. You just go in there and say,
there's a lot of guys that are probably going to be, you know, ordering 5 and 6 of them, and then they're just going to cancel those. I mean, you see it, Craig. These guys saying that they're going to order 3 and 4 of them, and it's like, man, it's really sad. You know, I don't know. Well,
it's like you said. I mean, if you bought all these consoles and within the last 30 months, you know, if you're buying this one, you're looking at a $1,500 price tag.
Well, someone is saying, a lot of people are saying that you got to keep in mind now, this is the day one version. The Project Scorpio is the day one, so it's limited. They're only going to produce so many copies of that. After that, you just get the standard one without the green writing on it on the controller or the system. Keep in mind, we had a day one version of the original Xbox One. The value of that thing is nothing. So don't count on this being so special. It's just because it has a sticker on it. It doesn't mean anything if the system is not gonna, you know, sell some crazy numbers and be a good system. And you know, I mean, hell, I have my day one Dreamcast. That doesn't mean it's worth anything more than the day two Dreamcast. So,
wow. Well, let me ask Jdog R here in the chat. He says he pre-ordered at GameStop online. How much? I just want to see how much money did you put down on it? Because if I don't have to put no money down on it, I'll just go up there tomorrow and be like, hey, yeah, look, I want one. Go ahead and pre-order it. And then how much money I got to put down? They may say nothing. I'm like, hey, I can definitely afford nothing, you know.
Exactly. I hear you.
Oh my God. So, all right, you're a tech guy, so you're looking into the future. From what you know, I got to take myself out of it. What games? I mean, there's the not PUBG yet. There's Ark Survival. I'm talking about what games have been confirmed by the developer that are going to look and run better on that console. Because I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to look at it like it's $500. Like I don't have nothing to trade in.
Yeah.
So what exactly? Now let me ask you this: is the console so powerful it's going to be able to play Spider-Man, Days Gone, The Last of Us 2? I mean, is it that powerful? It's just going to be able to just play it, MLB The Show, you know? You know.
No,
okay.
Nah, here it is. Here's the thing, Craig. Okay, you predicted it, man, a year ago. You predicted it that it's just a pro that'll do a little bit more. You predicted that. That was, you coined that term, and you know, on the show, you said that, and that became your moniker. And so, you know, I credit you for saying that, and for, you know, just basically just telling what the facts is. This is the whole problem. It's a $500 system, and they have yet to show you a game that will run better. They're not showing you a side-by-side comparison. They're not showing you, they don't even have any games to take the power advantage of the of that 6T flops. You know, the games that they have are cartoony games like Sea of Thieves and, you know, and some of these other games that, to tell you the truth, it's not, you know, Cuphead. Seriously, do you really need 6T flops for that? That game would probably sell more and do better justice on the Switch. I'm just going to be honest. Yeah. That game would make a perfect handheld type game. Everything, you know, you're talking about the resolution 1440p, you know, checkerboarded. It's a pro, and then for guys to have waited a whole year, they deprived themselves 4K, checkerboarded 4K, and true 4K for a whole year, waiting for this just to get the same games, if not less, on this system. So I don't know. I'm thinking this way, Craig. If you have the original Xbox One and the Xbox One S, it may be a big boost in quality for you. But if you have a PlayStation, you know, moving from PlayStation to the Pro, while the Pro is really impressive in its own right, the original the vanilla PlayStation was nothing to sneeze at. So you're not going to be as impressed going from the PlayStation 4 vanilla to the PlayStation 4 Pro as you will if you had the Xbox One S or the OG Xbox One going to the going to the X. So that's why I think a lot of guys are going to be like, yeah, our games look this and they look that. And when they really do side-by-side comparison, it's going to be the same. But it's because they've been dealing with a bunch of 720p games for 4 years. So obviously playing anything, you know, over 1080p is going to be a godsend.
Yeah, because I saw they were playing some zombie game, and as far as the way the game looked on a computer, so you know it's compressed, but it looked good. I'm not here to say the games don't look good. It was State of Decay or something like that. But hey, I like the part that guy was driving the car. He was running over people or running over those dead zombies. Yeah. I mean, that was fun.
Yeah, State of Decay 2. That's one of the games I'm looking forward to. I enjoyed the first one. It's sad that they're going to move this game into 2018, and oh man, I don't know, Craig. The biggest problem with next year is none of the games that they delayed to 2018 is going to compete with the God of War, the Spider-Man, the Days Gone, the Detroit Become Human, and any of those other games that are coming out. So it's almost like it's still an unfair fight. They did better just releasing it this year and just saying the hell with it next year, because there was nothing they could do to compete with the juggernauts of 2018 from Sony.
Yeah, I mean to me, Detroit Become Human is my sleeper game. You know, I've said that for a couple months now. That to me looks so cool. And when I'm looking at those the alpha screenshots of those people. My God. I mean, I was just like, if they're like this in alpha, then can you imagine what it's going to look like in regular? You know, I'm very excited about that. So somebody put shout out to D Roof over there, 49. He put the state of Xbox is decaying. Well, I mean, again, I'm just see, here's my thing on it. I don't understand what people were expecting. And I understand myself, because if you are, and let me just, again, my revelation for myself was that if you're expecting the Xbox to ecosystem you games the way Sony does it and the way Nintendo is doing it, you're going to be disappointed in the system, because that's not what they're doing. Okay, that's not what they're doing, folks. I'm not saying that to be funny, you know. So, and shout out to Moshab. He said Days Gone looks better. I'm like, well, I don't know. As far as the way that game looked, it looked real clean. Now that's maybe the look they're going for with State of Decay. Days Gone is going for, from what they've said, a much more grittier grind look. You know, you're not going to just be able to do things, you know, and so you're just going to have to go out and find it and make that kind of stuff. So, but I just, if that's what you're expecting, though, with Xbox, they're not the company they were 5-6 years ago. Okay, they're just not. When they decided to take their stuff to the living room, they really meant that. They don't want their system in the man cave, so to speak. They want it out in the living room where you can, I mean, that's where, you know, like I said, we got to get another 4K TV, but we will, because we both like Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I think that's one of the first MCU movies that's going to be in 4K Ultra. Exactly. You know, at least that's been announced. You know, so we're definitely going to get another, because our one in the bedroom don't have HDR.
Well, it comes out, that movie, Craig, that movie comes out Tuesday. I got it pre-ordered at Best Buy, so on Ultra HD. So yeah, I'll be buying it. Yeah, I'll be walking in there and buying it. So yeah, and you have to figure Spider-Man will as well, because that's a Sony. And Marvel produced it, but Sony is involved in it, so you got to figure that will too. It's just a matter of them moving. They may have to, because all the DCEU movies are going to be in 4K. So, but getting back to games, I mean, getting back to games. This is a kind of a special edition here. Yeah, I can talk movies all day, but I just don't. So they announced the PUBG thing. I guess that was did that not go over well? Because I know a lot of people have been wanting Microsoft to do something. Yeah, it did, but I mean, again, it's one of those early access games, you know. So it's, again, that game, I don't think it's going to do well on console, only because the game was designed to be ran with a keyboard and mouse. So and plus, I think the Xbox One X version is 30 frames per second. So if there's supposed to be some kind of crossplay, you're gonna get slaughtered. You know, if you're on console and you're playing against PC guys, you're gonna get, trust me, you're gonna get slaughtered.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So I don't know if they're going to have an option where you can play it in 1080p 60. You know, where you can turn that feature on, or play it in 1440p 30. I don't know just yet, but they did say 30 frames per second. So
wow. Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. I mean, that's what I hope the gamers get. If the developers say, okay, we're gonna have 2 different modes, kind of like they did with Hellblade and Horizon Zero Dawn. I just so the overall sense, shout out to Tim Dog, because he, you know, I need to listen, and shout out to Randall Thor, because they did a podcast this evening, and everybody should check that. I don't know what they were talking about, but I'm sure it was good. I mean, you know, so I'm sure it was good. So, and you know, but wow, I just I don't get it. You know, I just am having issues with. I mean, I don't know what people were expecting with Gamescom. That is a small compared to, like you said, E3 is. And you're right there, unless Microsoft, well, they're going to have a launch party, show something there. But I would be disappointed only in the sense that they didn't give any release dates for anything. I guess they're getting so it's Cuphead is coming this year though, right?
It's but you're dealing with Microsoft. You just don't know. It could be more bad news next week. So I think the whole Crackdown thing really let a lot of the air out of the tires, and then today just kind of took it to the next level. So
you think people are overall disappointed? I mean, because we knew the hardcore were going to go buy it today.
Yeah, I think the masses are disappointed with today's show, but obviously the fanboy, the Xbox fanboys are going to try to save face, and they have this fake hype, like it's. But at the end of the day, you can tell, you can look their timeline and see that, within that hour they were raging, and then after that, once they were finally able to pre-order, then they kind of got happy again. But at the end of the day, what are you gonna? You're spending $500. You take this box home. What are you going to play on this thing besides loading up all the games that you've been playing for the last 4 years? I'm sorry, but I don't care for launch title games anymore. Once I beat them, they're gone. Just because it's in 4K, that does not thrill me.
Well, now you did say, Forza, you are going to download the textures and stuff like that, aren't you? Or do you plan on
to tell you the truth, Craig, I'm going to be playing that Forza on my PC. What I'm going to do with my X, man, I'm going to bring it home. I'm going to, stick it in top of the closet for a collector's item. And I'm just going to wait till 2018. I'm going to wait for some decent games to come out, and everything in between that, that I may be looking forward to, I'm just going to buy them on my PC and save the money that way. So, it's not, I'm going to tell you this, the X is not going to sell out day one. It's going to be plenty on the store shelves. So don't feel like you have to just go and do it now. It's having the day one system. Like I said, it's going to have the same value as the old vanilla Xbox One day one. How much is that thing worth? It's worth like $100 now. That's how much this one is going to be worth. So,
and they had to twist, because apparently, well, I can tell you this now, GameStop only wanted to do $80 to $85 for the Fat Boy, the Jolly Green Giant Xbox. So you get $100 on that. But people are right. If you want an Xbox One and you got a 360, because two of my friends, they said they're going to go just buy an Xbox One or Xbox One S because they feel that it's
better value.
Going to be better value for them. They're like, man, yeah, we can watch our 4K movies and things like that. Now, gaming media is asking you, are you going to buy the Xbox One J? Thinking that
yes, I bought it. I bought it already. So I pre-ordered it right after the event. I take it, put it in the closet. It's going to be a collector's item for me.
And let me tell people, I've actually got hands on that thing. It looks just like the Xbox One S.
Yeah, it's just black.
Wider. It's a little bit wider. So the fact that they were able to get that much tech into that much kit into something that small, that is a technical marvel that they did that. So, because I was expecting that thing to be the size of a gaming PC. I mean, a rig.
Yeah.
So, and because it does a lot of the same things. And look, shout out to all the people that are making this early investment. The people that made the early investments in the Switch, they're getting paid off. I mean, the Nintendo's delivering quality games. So all you can do is, and Microsoft, I guess next year will have Sea of Thieves, Crackdown 3. I'm just trying to think of exclusive. I mean, consoles. I'm just trying to give them something here. What else are they going to have? I mean, it's those
State
two.
of Decay, Crackdown 3, Sea of Thieves.
So they got 3 console exclusives, and then of course everybody with Red Dead. My God, get out of the way of that,
Yeah.
So
I don't. That's it. I mean, everything else is a multi-plat. So I mean, most people.
Yeah. But if they launch every other month, that's enough to get them to E3. You see what I'm saying? They can launch a game in January, and then they can wait till March, and then they can wait till.
Oh man! So they got a poor boy. They got. Oh man, that's pretty messed up, man. Jeez.
Because Sony has already said they're going to. Yeah, they're not in a rush. Sony has already commented that they're going to do the exact same thing next year they did this year.
Exactly.
As far as the way they launched those games, it was like 2 a month, and I was like, I tweeted Sean Layton. I said, "Man, you all got to slow down. I'm still playing Horizon Zero Dawn. You releasing Neo? You know, come on, man."
Yeah. Well, the first of the year, they released like 5 games, like within a week of each other.
Yeah, it was The Last Guardian, Yakuza.
No, you had the Yakuza, Gravity Rush. You had the what was the not Final Fantasy.
Well, that Final Fantasy patch finally came through. It got it to 1080p 60.
Oh, Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, 2.8. Something like that.
Then you got the MLB, and then I mean, then you just keep going on and on and on and on. I mean, geez, you forgot about Horizon Zero Dawn. That was in there, you know, because that came out before Mass Effect. Oh God, don't get me going on that. Then you're right. Then MLB The Show. Then Nier Automata hit, Neo. I'm like, man, oh man, I still got to get to those games, you know. Yeah.
So,
and all those games were competing against Voodoo Vince and Phantom Dust. So I mean,
somebody else called it Dusty Phantom. I thought that was the name of the game. I feel bad. People were making fun of me on that. I'm like, I thought that was the name of the game. I'm sorry, you know. Shout out to All Day because he really busted a gut on that one. So, do I think Crackdown 3 will get delayed till 2018? No, I do think Crackdown comes out. I think it comes out at E3. I think they will say at E3 you can go buy Crackdown now because that's a game that they got to get that game right. You know, but oh God, Jay, I hope you're wrong. It may be canceled. Oh my God.
Look. And I'm not speaking because of fanboyism. I'm just speaking because we've seen multiple times this happen, right? So I got experience on my side. We've seen games that get canceled. What happens? They first get delayed, then they get another delay, then it's silence, and then bam.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this, because this is something, and this is shout out to Mo Shav. World of Tanks now has a single player on there. I guess whatever it comes out on the 22nd of this month. What do you think about that? Do you think that now? Here's the thing, though, Mo. That actually rhymed. Here's the thing, though, Mo. You got to understand that if you buy that for the X, you can't play it till November.
Yeah,
on the X. I mean, that's so if the game comes out in 48 hours. You're either gonna have to play it on the S, your OG Xbox One, or I guess it comes out on the PlayStation as well. So I mean, again, it's in
4K it's in 4K on the Pro already. So
okay. Well, see there you go. So again, I'm not knocking the game. I like World of Tanks. I just don't. To me, we're going to the same spot and blowing up the same tanks. I'm like, what am I doing wrong here? You know, so. But it was all online, it was all multiplayer. So that was the problem. So, but apparently it does. I don't know if the DLC or whatever you want to call it is free or if they're charging for it. So, but, oh, wow. Yeah. Battlegrounds. Yeah. Tevon, we touched on that. Apparently, Microsoft got publishing rights to that. So they're aligned with them. They're going to help them push it onto the console. So it is what it is. So shout out to Almighty Spartan. He changed his avatar to some hot looking brunette. So she looks from here. She looks pretty hot. So.
let me ask you this, Craig. All right. So I told you, okay, I've already pre-ordered this thing. I'm going to be getting it day one.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I had already stated that, over 6 months ago. That's just kind of the thing that I do. What's next, man? You got this Xbox One X out, right? It's going to be on the market in November. Then 2018 is going to come out. Then we're going to hit E3, and we're probably going to hear some rumblings, or we may hear some talk about PlayStation 5. Now, granted, these are hypotheticals I'm throwing out there because we are getting closer and closer to 2019 and 2020.
Yeah.
So we have to start hearing something.
Well,
what do you do if at E3 Sony starts talking more and more? They've already been talking about how the Gran Turismo engine and the Gran Turismo Sport will be ready for the next generation. So it's not that I'm bringing up PlayStation 5. Sony has already been talking about that. What position is Microsoft in? Well, now they're going to be back. Not that, again, I think it was because of the quality of games is one of the reasons that they're behind and that they're getting beating so badly. But where does that leave Microsoft?
Well, I mean, I'll break a little. I was going to say this till tomorrow because I was off. The PlayStation 5, it's going to hit Moore's Law.
Oh, yeah.
They're literally going to make a Moore's Law console because they have the difference between their console and the Xbox will be they have the first party IP to support 1080p open frame, 1440p at 60 or 30. If you're going to choose 30, it will go to 1800p, and then it's going to hit 4K. This is on their first party IP. They're going to really push the first party IP to do this, not the JRPGs, because if you notice, even on the Pro, like all the JRPGs they're running 1080p, but they did not really take advantage of a heck of a whole lot. Like Persona 5 is still 1080p. It did not get a boost on Pro. I mean, if you automatically have a 4K TV, you got it hooked up, the Persona looks better because it's being, upscaled to 2160. But yeah, it's going to be a Moore's Law console. All they're really working on right now is just price, because they may look at it like, if we're going to give you the most powerful console that can be made, then they could charge $699 for it. They're not above that, So, and they can just say, if you don't want it, you have the Pro, So yes. Because I mean, but as far as what Microsoft can do, it really depends on 6 months from November. If that thing is still steadily selling, and you have to figure, okay, what I would look at is the reason why I say 6 months is because you get the income taxes, and it should move in November, and it should move March and April, and if it doesn't, then they in trouble with their consoles. So So I don't think there's anywhere they can go. I've heard people say, yeah, they've got an Xbox 2 or whatever you want to call it, Xbox XX. And of course they have something, but they haven't greenlit it. Okay, they're still trying to sell Xbox One S. So they haven't greenlit it yet. That the head of Microsoft, I mean, Phil Spencer may want it done, but the head of Microsoft is right now, he's not going to do another Xbox unless this one is flying off the shelf. So, which as of right now doesn't sound like it.
Yeah. So that just means they're just gonna have to ride that X on out the pasture.
Yeah. Well, I think if you really look at it, let's look at what they're doing. One, you have executives, not fanboys, on social media pleading with Nintendo and Sony for cross-plat. And they're the only ones doing it. You do not see Sony executives nor Nintendo executives that I know about asking Microsoft to do crossplay. It's not like it's not like they are trying to do it. Microsoft offers it. Of course, they're going to say, "Yeah, we'll do it for that." Yeah. So, but that's like I said, it's so you look at that. You look at the fact that they built a console where they have said this is the best place to play your multi-plat games. which is not true. It's not. I mean, because there's some, like I said, you can look at Mass Effect, you can look at Destiny. I mean, you can look at all those games, you know, and there's other games that will be coming out as well. Assassin's Creed, things like that. So, yeah, shout out to Nate. He said Persona 5 was in development way before Pro. You're right. I mean, I'm not here to say that it wasn't. My point is that JRPGs, and you're right. If they're not going to slow down their development. They'll just say, oh, well, Sony's building another console. It's not like they said, oh, let's stop. You know, so maybe Persona 6 and Gravity Rush 3, and I don't think they're going to make a Gravity Rush 3, but maybe a Gravity, you know, maybe they go back in and do something. But so when you look at it, as far as getting back to Microsoft, when you look at it like that from a pure business standpoint, they're wanting outside entities to come in and help bolster up what they don't have.
Yes.
And that's not changing. And I'm not here to say, I mean, games like Code Vein and Ashen and stuff like that, it's good that they have options to buy those games, but let's keep it a stack here. Code Vein, it ain't gonna sell well on that console, man. It's just not. You know?
That's not the not the target for it. Yeah. Now it's good they have it. It's good that they have those games, and I'm not, because some of the games they were showing, the Fable thing they showed. I mean, again, they got knocked around, pushed around because they kind of let the indie thing go. Mm-hmm. So shout out to them, and like Wolf said, shout out to Iron Wolf. He said the fact that they got like another JRPG coming to their platform. So shout out to them for getting that. You know. Yeah. So it's just a matter of will they support it. Ask you this, okay? If there's a multi-plat and it comes on every platform, do you really get credit for that? I mean, did you really have to work hard to get something that's on all the platforms anyway?
No, you're just providing. Again, they're providing, like you said, they're providing the garage, and they want the developers to put their own put another car in there, not their own car in there. I'm sure that people today, no matter what, at Gamescom, instead of seeing joysticks or control pads, which I'm not here to say isn't cool. Look, I've always said I think that's a good idea. You can do that, and Gamescom is actually the best event to do that because it's a smaller, more intimate event. But wouldn't you prefer have more games being shown on this console that you're charging $500,000 for with no games? I mean, now I'm lucky, Jay, you're lucky. We've got some games for it. So we could, in theory, you're in theory going to buy one. You don't have to go out and purchase no more games on it for maybe till next year, because you got enough on that library to say, all right, I can go maybe six weeks and we'll wait and see what comes out, But a lot of cats ain't us,
Yeah.
And we're in the, like I told people before, the fact I have a 4K TV, I've got 2 consoles, that does put me in the top percentage of people that play, because most people don't. And you got 3 consoles, so you're in the top 1/2 of that percent. So and a game, and you have a PC, so even higher, So you're sniffing that rare air. You're in the Dom Perignon VIP champagne room, So
well, like you said, I'm buying this thing and I'm looking for games to play on it, and there's nothing for me because I've already bought all of the previous stuff.
Yeah,
but if you're new to Xbox, obviously, there's a big backlog of stuff that you can play, but I mean, geez.
Yeah, it just, to me, from what I'm getting, so Bear Hugger's here. What's happening, Bear Hugger? He's in the chat. So shout out to Bear Hugger. Hey, if it wasn't for Bear Hugger and One Stop again, I would not be doing YouTube again. So big shout out, much love and appreciation for what you and One Stop started over there. So I wonder if One Stop is what's he going to say about the eclipse tomorrow? Because clearly that's a circular object going in front of another circular object. So, but that's not NASA faking the eclipse. So, but but shout out to One Stop and on his other channel, the Flat Earth Theory channel. You all go check that out. It's actually it's a good channel. So and it's grown exponentially. So big shout out to him. He's putting in the work on that. But I think overall, again, I can only speak for myself. What I saw wasn't worth 500. I mean, that to me is the biggest blow, because if you really go back, that train was running, and remember you had guys breaking down that Microsoft commercial, and it was going to be $3.99, and they had their fingers crossed. And then when that, like I said, when that Jeff Keighley or Neely came out and said, nah, it's going to be $499.99, there were people literally saying they should sue him for bringing that out, because it just sucked all the air out of the room.
Yeah.
And that to me was the biggest blow on this console. We forget about everything else. $500 is too damn much, for anything, So, and then when I don't see new IP for it, it really hurts. It really hurts.
Yeah.
The console. So, but no, I mean, I didn't buy one. Now, let me ask you, what are you expecting to see from the console? As somebody, because you pre-ordered it, it's coming to you. I don't know, say November. You may get it November.
I'm going to get it on the 7th. Yeah, if I get it earlier, then cool. But the only game that I'm really interested on it would be Forza, and only because everything else, like the State of Decay, that I was really I'm looking forward to here. Even if they would have released Sea of Thieves, I would have picked that up just to see,
Yeah. So that's it.
It's not really nothing. But here's hope to the future. All I can jump on the bandwagon with other people and say, wait to E3 or wait to holiday, or wait, just keep waiting.
Yeah, let me give a big shout out to the mods there. Good job out there, mods. I saw what y'all did. Good job. That's cool.
No problem.
I saw what was happening. So yeah, good job out there. Just shout out to you for that, Jdub, and to you, Spartan. Yeah, anytime you see anything like that, that's automatic ban.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't want to be all doom and gloom.
Yeah.
Even man, I don't know, man. I'm taking all the games that they've announced, which is not many. I'm putting them on a plate, and I'm just kind of picking this up. I'll take this and that one. That's okay. I don't want that one. And you can't really be choosy. There's the Xbox guys. You have no choice. You better go out and buy every single game that come out, whether you like it or not, because it's slim pickings on that side of the aisle. I hate to say it. And, you really have no choice. You have to go support this. If you don't support it, what do you think is going to happen? Microsoft is not going to continue to keep pumping millions and millions of dollars into this thing, and you guys are trying to be choosy. You have to do whatever you have to.
Yeah, now let me ask you. Well, somebody shout out to DT Roof over there, 49. He said it's going to come to your house in a loaf.
Miss Bear's bread wrap. That's what it's going to come. Oh man, that was.
Oh my god! Yeah. It's going to come in a loaf, man. I didn't heard it all there.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I was just gonna say one thing I do kind of like is they do have those games that are available prior to it actually being a full-fledged game. So they have those it was kind of like beta. What do they call it? I forgot what they call it. It's on the tip of my tongue. Kind of like a game like PUBG, where it's not released yet, but they're gonna let you play it anyway.
Oh, preview, like a
preview. Preview. That's good. They need to start overloading the system full of a bunch of preview games. Something you got to give people something, man. You don't. Most people can tell you that their system has been collecting dust. Either people are playing launch games, they're playing either Halo or Forza Horizon 3. That's it. There is nothing else on that system to play. So you gotta give people a reason to turn it on.
Yeah, I like Forza Horizon 3. Yeah. I mean, I like that game. That is fun. You're just driving around, but you're driving different stuff, and then somebody said they were gonna send me some cars. I didn't know people could do that. I'm like, man, people have actually looked at my Forza game and just seen I got like 2 cars. You know, like that's all I need. I need an off-road and I need a spaz car. You know, I just have to. Yeah. I mean, I haven't really souped it up yet, but it's that Lamborghini, I guess, that everybody starts out with, that black and gold.
Centurion. Yeah, the Centurion.
Yeah, that was cool. It actually, though, I guess there's a bug. I wrecked it and I wound up on a rock, and I couldn't get off the rock. You know, so I'm like, this is terrible. So, but a fun game. That's actually, I've said to people that arguably, if you got an Xbox, that's one game you should be playing. You know, so
yeah.
So he says, now he says Game Pass was a good move. I mean, Mo, asking people to pay more money for services is never a good move. So, but I mean, if you like it, that's the main thing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you guys like, that's the main thing. But I mean, for me, with them, with Xbox Live and then having to deal with Game Pass and EA Access, I know it's all optional, but your Xbox, it just sits there like a brick if you don't have minimum Xbox Live. You know, and I think you need Live to get to all those other programs. So, and it's just, so no matter what you need, you're paying whatever. Some people are paying $30 a year for Live because they got some ends, and other people are paying $60. So, I mean, like I said, my Live runs out August 4th. But but again, that's perfect because it's football season, and then that's when I'll be playing, you know, that. I mean, I'll be tailgating and I'll be watching college football. I mean, the heck with everything else, because I know Hulu has added a package where you can watch college football and not have to have cable. You know, I just have to have regular internet. So I'll be getting that hands down. I'll be doing that way more. But yeah, Kratos, we gonna wrap it on up here, bro. I know you gotta get up and close the deal tomorrow, and it's almost 10:30 where you are. So.
Definitely.
But so overall, you just think it's they're happy they could pre-order. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. It's new tech. But you just think overall the conference that the fanboys were disappointed. There's people in the chat was saying, shout out to Zaire, said he was upset with the press conference.
Look, but this is how I gauge it. This is how I gauge a conference for Microsoft based on its fanboys, not just its regular Xbox gamers, but its fanboys. If the fanboys are going nuts and they have 1 million damage control videos going on, then I know it was pretty bad.
Yeah, Mo Chef says, "What about the UFO?" Well, yeah, that was what I was going to do, but with all this news breaking with the Mass Effect, the death of Mass Effect is what I call it. It's not a true death. It's more of a, well, hell, it's death. Okay, it's just not, you know, it's over. And the Gamescom, I thought this was a little more important. I'll tell you what, though, Mo, if you're off tomorrow, I'll do another PorchLYTE podcast. I will do the UFO thing. So I will. I mean, I'll do it tomorrow afternoon. So, because I still got all my information here. So, but catch up on that other one, because I may quiz you all in that chat on what exactly we got from that Roswell crash. So, you know, but that's why I want. And Jdub had put on Twitter he had pre-ordered an Xbox, so I needed to know what, you know, not almost like, I know he's a tech guy, but kind of what you're expecting from this system. So, and this sounds like you said, Jdub, is early investment into the ecosystem. You're already in the ecosystem, but hopefully, and they said what, over 100 enhanced games. Now, again, don't get caught up in the enhancement. It just means that it's more than what it was originally. So, you know,
listen, for $500. That system should play Halo better than it did on the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. It should, you know, all the dynamic resolution stuff should just play full 1080p at all times at whatever frames they have. So, I mean, that's the expectation. that you should have. And if that excites you, then fine. If it doesn't, like me, it doesn't do anything for me. I bought Halo.
Yeah.
The reason I didn't really care for it had nothing to do with resolution or frames. To me, it was more about the story. But other games are, that ran like crap. I don't think people would go out and, recently, just reinvigorate themselves. Hey, now let me go buy Rise again, and let me go buy this game, and let me go buy that, just because they get to play it in a higher resolution. I don't think resolution was the reason those games didn't sell, and that's just my opinion.
Now, let me ask you, they showed Shadow of War, Spartan saying it looked like trash. Did it? I mean, from what I saw, I thought, well, that looked pretty good.
Okay, if you played Shadow of Mordor, you know what to expect.
Right,
The game looked good, but it's not groundbreaking. It's in the graphic department, the graphics aren't bad, but the fluidity and stuff like that of the game and the story is what sold that game. But when you do look at Shadow of War, it looks exactly the same graphically. I mean, Assassin's Creed would be a better benchmark than Shadow of War. But you know how it is, Craig. People are just trying to, since Microsoft has a deal with Shadow of War, then they want to say, hey, this is the definitive edition. Whether it plays the same, looks the same res, same frames, people are just expecting it to be more than what it really is. And I think reality has set in. And so I think we're going to hear that less and less.
Yeah, and I've told people, look, Microsoft has their deals. They've got the Shadow of War, they've got Madden. Obviously now they've got PUBG, which was announced today. And damn, was it another one they got? I thought they had 3 or 4. Oh, they've got Assassin's Creed. So I mean, again, they've got enough. When you go to their website, those are the first games you see. You see Madden, Assassin's Creed, and Shadow of War. It says pre-order, stuff like that. So, but that's why you're seeing that, because like you're saying, Jay, they've got marketing, and that's what you should see. I mean, you paid for that. They're like, all right, yeah, put us up front, But my problem is that I don't know when Shadow of War comes out, but if it comes out on the PlayStation, if it comes out before the Xbox One X hits, that's not good, because I mean, what do you think people are going to do? I mean, the hardcore fans of it are going to buy it on the PlayStation.
The games are going to suffer. They're going to suffer for a while until the Xbox comes out, and even then, people are going to forget about them. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, bro, we'll wrap it. We'll wind it on down and get on up out of here. And as you can see, like I said, guys, Mass Effect is over. There's no planned builds, but November 7th, ironically, that's when the Xbox X launches. So who knows? Maybe they announce some type of build for it then. As of right now, you all can just peruse the internet, and you can hear it in the Mass Effect channels' voices. The people who run those channels, they're very down. Very, very down. That's all I can say. PUBG on the Xbox, I think that's good news. So overall, Gamescom was disappointing for the fanboys. I think the people who are just wanting the system, they just like, yeah, we can go get it now, Yeah. And as I said, the pre-orders aren't selling like they thought. Okay, they're doing okay, but there's still plenty out there. There will be into Tuesday. I think Tuesday is when the Scorpion version probably gets sold out, but they didn't make a ton of them, so they didn't make a whole lot of them. You got to remember, everybody at Xbox on the executive level, they got one for free, so they got one for free. So somebody said the X1 needs a new daddy. Well, who knows? I mean, like I said, if 250 pops up in my PayPal, shout out to everybody, and I trade this Xbox S in, at that point, I'll be at 150 to buy one, and I can pull the trigger at that point. I can pull the trigger at that point. But yeah, I'm not gonna pay more than 250 for one. It ain't happening. So not gonna be able to do. So, but all right then, man. Well, Kratos, man, go ahead and shout yourself out, brother.
Hey everybody, it's your boy J-Dub, aka Kratos, the god of PlayStation. And you have heard again from my man Craig on this PorchLYTE edition, the Gamescom wrap up with myself and him. Thank you guys. Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe and click that bell.
Yeah, there you go. Appreciate that. Yeah, hit that bell if you're not getting notifications when I go live. And again, I'll be going live tomorrow at noon. So, you know, right in the middle of the eclipse, and that is going to be called the Eclipse Podcast from Craig's Corner. So, but yeah, so we'll be doing that, and that'll be probably about 45 minutes. Matter of fact, we'll just do it after the eclipse. That's just because more people are going to be, and I want to watch that. So we're going to be at the park watching that. So we'll do it after the eclipse, guys. So look for it at 3 p.m. Eastern time, because by then the eclipse should be over. So 3 p.m. Eastern time. But Kratos, brother, thanks for coming down here. It was short notice again. And Kratos, always a professional. He squares me in there, family time and all. So I appreciate it, and catching me up on Gamescom, because again, I wasn't able to watch it. I was at work. So shout out to everybody who went out and bought an Xbox X. I'm glad you guys decided to adopt that platform. Hopefully you get what you want out of it. And you need to understand you're an early adopter, and your games are going to possibly come later. And here's a shout out to Microsoft for advancing the tech. That's just the bottom line, is that, you know, I'm not buying one, but I already have an Xbox. I'm already in their ecosystem. So shout out to all the folks who bought one. Shout out to the people who are still on the fence. And if you don't want one, that's fine too. But this is Craig Harris with Kratos on the PorchLYTE, and Mom has turned the PorchLYTE on, and so we got to go home. So, and that is the end of this one, guys. Thanks for joining us. Peace out.